I'm Emily. I'm a cellist and composer, and I work in studios. I think that I first met you in Dan's studio at his home, and it was with you, Dan, and Dora Blanca. And I don't know, I feel like you were like a very calming person because I was kind of going through like some frustrating times, and so I remember you were just like very calm and very zen. And I don't know, I really enjoyed talking to you and like figuring out like your essence as an artist too, and like meeting your music at the same time. So I feel like it was a really good first meeting. I think Dan told me he told me that he had like an interesting project for me to work on that he thought that cello would go really well with. And at the time I wasn't sure like what the project was going to be, but he was like, well, it's for this girl Carmen, and she's really cool, and we're doing it with Dora Blanca, and he's also really cool, and it could be like a fun little collaboration. So when I actually figured out what the project was and heard the songs, I was in love, and I was super excited that Dan had asked me to join on the project, because I've always wanted to play on your type of project, like a very, I don't know, just the parts that you have really speak to me, and the lyrics and the vibe really like call to my soul as a musician. So I really liked being invited to help. I don't think he sent anything to me. I think that we all just did everything on the spot. Because I remember we had one song where it was kind of me like weaving in and out through the phrases, and he was just kind of like, you know, like feel it out. And I think that was my favorite part of the session, was that we both kind of trusted each other to figure out like a cool balance between the song and the cello parts. So I think it was fun that it was like a surprise and like what would happen, and we weren't sure what would happen, but it worked really well. I think I was nervous a little to work with Dan first because I really admire his string parts, and I don't know, like, but once I heard your songs and once I kind of felt what I was playing, it kind of gave me a sense of calm, and it truly was like the type of project that I've always wanted to do a recording on. Just the parts and the keys that you wrote them in and the feelings just really capture things that I really enjoy musically when I listen to music. I'm trying to think of like favorite parts, you know, like little like fun moments with the cats, or just having like the like aha moment, like I found something perfect that fits with the song. But I like that we didn't plan it. And I think we might have had like a couple things planned, but for the most part it was just whatever comes out of you in that moment. And I think it's really cool because like I don't know exactly what some of that stuff was to this day, but the fact that we caught it in the moment I think is really, really cool. So I think it's funny, like music for me, I feel like I kind of keep it in certain moments, so it kind of reminds me of certain timelines of my life. So I like that I can listen to like Arroyo now, and it reminds me of when I was here last summer and meeting you and meeting Dan in his house, and it reminds me of a really good time. And I don't know, I feel like your music has a lot of nostalgia to it, so the fact that I place it with a nostalgic memory is really cool. And like seeing you play live the songs that we recorded is also a really, really cool moment, because it's like a little memory attached to them, and it kind of, I guess, captured the essence of a lot of what I loved about the summer that I was here, that I recorded with you guys. So I really like that. It was interesting because I feel like in that moment, like I really needed a good distraction, and recordings are like my most favorite thing in the world. And I love that it can capture the memory of a moment, because when you listen to something, you might not know like who recorded it, but the person who recorded it will always remember like what went on in that moment before you recorded it, and you know, what were your feelings at the time. And I think that your session really gave me some peace at that moment, and I really appreciated that. So I don't know, I think that I just enjoyed playing with you so much that hopefully it'll happen again soon. But I'm excited to hear the whole record, because it truly was one of my favorite recordings that I've done. And I think that it was just something special that you don't hear a lot, and just the string parts and just the different timbres and things that were put together were really special, and you can tell that the people that worked on them really put a lot of love into it. And there's a lot of different people that collaborate on records, so I think it's cool that we're all kind of amongst friends in the recording. And I'm really excited to hear all of it come to life on the record, because I still haven't heard some of the couple last singles that I played on. So I'm excited to see how they turned out and to listen to them, because I always miss if I play on a song that I really like and then I don't get to listen to it till a year later. I'm like, oh, what happened to that? And I'm glad that you're actually releasing it, because I've played on some projects maybe 4 years ago that no one ever got to hear. So I'm really glad that people get to hear what everyone worked on. So it should be cool.
Thank you so much.
For sure.